guess I'll give people a minute to get here. Hi, everybody. All right, so the football game actually started 9 minutes ago. Hey there. For some reason, I thought the game started at 5, but that's okay. It is finally cold enough today. Chilly enough for chili. So that's what we're going to have for dinner. But it has to simmer for at the very least an hour, if not a couple for sure. So that's why we're going to get started. And I haven't, posted in a while. I thought I'd go ahead and do a real quick live since it takes a while. I had my thyroid follow-up appointment today, which sucks because I thought they were actually going to do the biopsy or the ultrasound today. Oh my gosh, I can't get my watch to fasten. Come to find out, it was just an appointment to get set up with that other doctor, which is stupid. I spent $90 just to get orientated with this new guy. I still have to make another appointment for the biopsy, which I don't know. I'm debating on not doing. That's probably not a good idea because my thyroid has gone down. Now it's like 10% the size that it was, and he said that it is a possibility that it could have been part of my it could have been reacting to my lymph nodes when I had that cold. So I'm not afraid that it's cancer or anything. I just don't know if I want to spend that kind of money. Right? I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money on something I'm not too concerned about right now, but we'll see. My main concern right now is still my shoulder, my elbow, my hand, but he said it did sound like it could be work related, so I might go ahead and start a workman's comp paperwork soon, or at least I won't have to worry about paying for that. So anyway, let's get started with this chili. I'm going to show you most of the ingredients like I did when I made this video like 3 years ago, way back in the day on my channel. Everything except for a couple secret ingredients. Obviously we have ground beef going into my vintage pan. Well, the fact that I only paid $90, I mean, that's more than a typical copay would be. Let me go get a spatula. But for someone that has absolutely no insurance, I would rather pay $90 for one random visit I might need a few times a year than $250 or $300 a month for insurance I might never use. Other than that, things are going okay. I did go up to see my dad last weekend. Recorded 4 videos. Only 2 of them I'm going to be able to put up. We did get all of the footage for Sound of Silence. We watched Hurt with Johnny Cash, and my dad has some amazing, insightful things to say. And for some reason, my webcam quit recording after about 15 seconds. I don't know what I did wrong. So then later that night, let me go throw this on the stove. Later that night, we went to go do Walking Dead because I forgot that my dad is as big of a movie fan as he is a music fan. And horror is his absolute favorite genre. So I was like, aha, I know Dad's never seen Walking Dead. This is a new series that I can do. And I can. Actually, I threw the top away. I think that's 90%, to be honest. So we started watching Walking Dead, and what do you know, at the first episode, my webcam also didn't record. Which is okay, because Dad has super shitty lighting at his place, and we recorded it at night. I did get the second episode the next day to record, I almost didn't though, because when I went to recheck the footage, it said it was only 3 gigabytes and then it was only a couple minutes long. But if I actually play it, it'll play the whole thing. But when I put it into my editing program, it claims there's only 17 minutes. So tonight, I think if I put it on the computer and then use my Xbox Game Bar or my NVIDIA screen recorder, I'm just going to record it. Record the whole thing. It'll record the sound too. So anyway, first things first, besides the meat, and when I want to get really fancy, I won't use ground beef. I'll take like the little stew meat cubes and chop it up really tiny. But in the other pan that the meat is going to go in eventually, I always use Bush's chili beans. That's okay. I'm not big on beans. So I only use 1 can for 1 pound of meat. This is mild. I think they sell it in medium and hot too. It doesn't really matter. For a while in North Carolina, I used the Texas style. But whatever beans you want to use. Hunt's, of course, recently came out with their fire roasted tomatoes. Sometimes I use the ones with garlic. Today I felt like using the regular ones. So we have that. Now my chili is more, rather than just being hot for hot sake and just using chili powder or cayenne pepper or whatever, or red pepper flakes, I've been using chipotle as my main pepper flavor for years and years and years. Now, this is a little bit of a cheat. I used to use tomato sauce and then just the tomatoes and a little bit of chili paste for a deeper flavor. But in the last couple of years, I found this salsa. Thanks. I found this salsa, which is pretty much got all the same things. Let's see. Tomato, chipotle peppers, jalapeno, cilantro, dried onions, paprika, stuff. So I use a half a jar of this and a half a jar of chipotle. This says chipotle sauce. There's another brand that used to say chipotle salsa, but this was the only one I could find. So I use half of this and half of this for one thing of, and I can't get this jar open. Yeah, I usually put the butter knife in the edge of the lid here, and whenever I can find a space, and just get the air. See? Once the air is in it, it'll open right up. So, you can't see my pot down here. It's here on the counter. So, half a jar of the chipotle salsa. I also usually use a couple tablespoons of the Mrs. Dash, the Southwest Chipotle flavored Mrs. Dash. I didn't buy any because I thought I had some. I don't, but I'm not going to sweat over it. It'll probably still taste okay. Ooh, almost got that everywhere. 144 is better? That shouldn't be. I'm live on my phone, which is like pretty good quality. Unless my internet's acting up again. And then, of course, half of this chipotle sauce. Try not to splash. Back in the day when I first started making chili, I remember on the back of the beans can, it would always say, if you want to zhuzh it up, add a little bit of tomato sauce, maybe a little bit of seasoning powder for flavoring, and that's pretty much all I did. And now it's like a 20-step process. Okay, so, and then for next time, since these are both not used up all the way, I pour this into here. And when I make chili next month or whatever, I won't need to buy this again. Now I rinse this out with water. So that's about 8 ounces of water. We have to burn our trash. We don't have a trash collection. So not only does that rinse out the can for me to put in the trash can. That's what I was going to say. It gives me water for there, plus it rinses this out. I try not to add more than... I've never had Wendy's chili. I don't know if it's any good. I try not to add a total of 16 ounces of water. You can cook it down if you let it simmer long enough. I don't like my chili like stew. I like mine a little bit more, not like soup per se, but just a little bit thinner. Plus my husband adds crackers to his, so if it's thin, it doesn't really matter. All right, what else is in a jar? Let me go stir this meat. I will make this in a crock pot if I have a lot more time. But hubby seems to be extra hungry today, and after it simmers for more than an hour or so, you can start smelling it. Everybody starts getting hungry. All right, now this is a new ingredient. What is my hair doing? We use the club crackers. When I was back in the day, I used to use saltines only, and then I started using the club ones. This is new. I found this on the clearance rack at Walmart. It's Instapot smoked chipotle sauce. I guess you're supposed to use it over rice or with chicken or something. But when I saw this on sale, I have another jar. I was like, I'm going to try that in my chili in place of the tomato sauce or the chili sauce. So let's see what this smells like. I haven't even opened it yet. So what does everybody else put as toppings on their chili? Like, do you all go crazy with onions and the sour cream and the cheddar cheese and all that stuff? Oh my gosh. That's dark too. I don't know if you can see that very well. That's really deep smoky flavor. Next question is, how much do I want to use? This half cup was sitting here, so let's start with half a cup. Because I would normally use a half a jar of like that plain old Dole chili sauce. That was not what I wanted to do. See, I guess I'm gonna have to go back in here. Okay, that worked. So that ended up being about a third of the jar. So that means I have enough jars to make enough chili for the winter. As much as I do love chili, I can't really eat it more than once a month. Especially since, with it just being the two of us, makes chili amazing. Maybe if we're having white chili. With just the two of us in the house, this pot will last us at least tonight, another dinner, and then probably another third dinner. I'm gonna rinse this off. I have a friend who literally uses like 4 ounces of sour cream in one bowl of chili. I've never tried sour cream in my chili. I do like sour cream. I don't know. I'm a bit of a purist, and I put my onions in before rather than the fresh onions after. So for me, I just top it with cheese. Let me go stir this hamburger some more. I'm also going to check what seasonings I have in the spice cabinet. I thought I had some chipotle powder, although I may not need it with this new sauce. Or see if the Mrs. Dash is hiding in there somewhere. I did find the Mrs. Dash. It's a little clumped together. I've used this since last winter. Look what else I found. I forgot I bought this. You know, they have the barbecue area at Walmart where they sell all the barbecue grills and stuff and all the seasoning that you saw in the cabinet. Roasted chipotle garlic. I got that with the intent to try. It's got sugar, salt, chili pepper, red pepper. Well, that's all it's listed, but it's sure there's more than that in there. It's a little bit more on the sweet side. I don't know. We'll try a little bit. It's just an experiment, right? That's all cooking is. Come on. It's all clumped together. It's a lot like a rub. Kind of sugary and sticky. I wonder if there's some brown sugar in there. So we'll try that. Hey, hi, Evan. Do I like hot sauce? No, not really. And we'll do about a tablespoon of this, since I did a tablespoon of this. Even this chili, in a weird way, it's hot, but it's not like, I don't know. It's about the only thing I can stand hot that I enjoy, because it just has a deeper flavor. Rather than just like burn your face off flavor. All right, I'm going to bring you guys down here. This is what we got going on so far. I can see all those pieces of whatever was in that salsa and whatever's in that chipotle. Smells amazing. All right. I'm going to chop this guy up. Since it's so tiny, I'm going to use the whole thing. And then I always get a fresh jalapeno. Chives, avocado, cilantro, seasoned croutons in place of like crackers in your chili. And I always use, fresh jalapeno. You know, they're not that hot when they're fresh. They get hotter when you cook them or when you pickle them. I also don't use really any of the seeds. So this is mostly for color, a little bit for flavor. That's why it's only the one. Let me go grab, let's see, here's my new vintage cutting board I found. How cute is that? Goes with my vintage kitchen. Just need a knife. Why is this aim so high? That's a little bit better. I hear a kitty meowing. No. Message retracted. Okay. We'll start with the jalapeno. Hopefully by the time these two things are chopped, the hamburger should be done. I'm missing a couple things. Oh yeah, secret ingredients. Hi, baby girl. Secret ingredients you can't see. Or else it wouldn't be a secret. What's the matter, Lumi? Huh? I don't even know if I have enough of that. I think I'm missing something else. I've debated on trying a little bit of brown sugar in here to kind of do like a sweet southern, like a sweet chipotle. I don't know. I'm afraid I'd hate it and ruin the whole batch. Now the camera's too low. All right. I feel like I'm missing some ingredients though. Oh, tomato paste. And garlic. Some minced garlic. Fresh is obviously always better. I just don't have any on hand. I'm a big garlic fanatic. So whatever's left in here, this is probably a full tablespoon. I'll probably use the rest of it. Well, same as a couple of cloves. Maybe I won't use all of it. Just most of it. And tomato paste. If you don't buy it in a tube like I do, you know the little tiny jars of tomato paste? I used 2 of those, which altogether I think is 2 ounces. I usually use like the basil, oregano, Italian flavoring one, and then just a regular one. But I have about 2 ounces left in here, half of the tube. The only difference between the tomato paste and the tomato sauce is I think that the tomato paste just has a little tiny bit more depth of flavor. I obviously don't need any more tomato sauce since I've already got the chipotle salsa, this or the chili sauce. Normally it's chili sauce. So, and there's already water in the tomatoes. So, yeah. Let's get that all stirred up. And the tomato paste will melt down. Who said somebody? I missed somebody said something. Okay. All right. I'll see you after a bit. I'm going to chop up this jalapeno. Normally I get the little Anaheim. Is it Anaheim? Which ones are the ones that are only like this big around? Because then that way I just have to slice little bitty circles. These regular size jalapenos, I have to cut them into 4ths. I don't know if I can get this to aim down here at the cutting board. Nope. Not gonna work. Now I'm all crooked. So, is it cold enough for chili? Wherever everybody else is? Or no? I think this is our one freak coldish day. I think the next 4 or 5 days are going to be back up in the mid 70s. Yeah, you're a bit farther north than I am. Here in the Midwest. Northern Arkansas. Which is fine by me. I love fall. Can do without all the hot, humid summers. 69 is not bad. But what else is going on with the 69? Yes, I know what chicken pot pie is. Like, it was 69 here the other day, but if it's cloudy and looks like it's going to rain, then that's a nice cold 69. But if it's sunny, you can get a little warm in the car and definitely feel more than 69. All right. Chop this half up real quick. And welcome to any of you guys that are new and have actually subscribed to my channel. My channel's been lacking a bit lately. Oh, nice. I do have a couple of videos that are already edited. Every time I think about going to upload them, it says it's going to take like 2 hours, and then I have to go to work, and I don't have regular internet, so I don't have time to wait for that. Which is why I'm glad I can go live now. I'm going to try to get that reaction video up tonight if I can, with my dad and Sound of Silence. As I've said before in some of my videos, and I don't know if anybody else has heard it, this time of year kind of always gets me down. Very unmotivated to do things. Normally, I love this time of year. Like last year, I did 4 Vlogoween videos. I had a bunch of Halloween ideas. I have a Halloween idea this year. I'm going to redo the bonfire skulls with all kinds of other bone parts, legs and hands, and a better skull. And normally I would be really motivated to do that. Right now, I kind of just don't care. But it needs to get done. I'll probably do it tomorrow. And that's probably going to be my only Halloween video this year. True, but mine not so much as everyone else's, in fact. I feel a little bit guilty. Both my husband and I have been able to work the whole time. Not that we're really essential. It's not. I don't work in a doctor's office or anything. I just deliver pizza. Yeah, my dad has a whole lot to say. So if you're one of the kind of people that doesn't like me talking before the video and inputting my input, you're not gonna like it. But I've come to learn that it's my videos, and if people don't want to watch it, then they can go watch somewhere else. Anyway, yeah, she did. A lot of people didn't like that. Anyway, here's the jalapenos going in. But again, it's also my video. I do too. And yesterday was her birthday, and I forgot to call her. I need to do that. Hopefully the Chiefs win today for her birthday. Speaking of Simon and Garfunkel, when I was talking to my dad and we were doing the introduction to the video, he actually taught me a couple of things. Not that I know everything about 60s music. I wasn't around for most of it. But do you guys know that Simon and Garfunkel actually did two versions of Sound of Silence? Dad said on their first introductory album, they did it a bit more like Disturbed did, a bit slower and more meaningful. And as they became more commercial, Dad said they changed up their sound a little bit. Because not everybody was into folk music, and I guess folk music wasn't hitting Billboard charts. So I guess they made the more upbeat one on their second album. So if that's truly the case, I'm curious to go find the original on their first album, which he said was called something Wednesday Morning, and now I don't remember what it was. So I'll have to see if that version is out there somewhere. Okay, normally when I chop onions for things, it's in small pieces, but for chili, I like to make long, skinny slivers so that when they cook down, they're not real big, giant chunks. I love onions, but what is this onion even doing? Yeah, and I've only ever heard the popular one, of course, as I'm sure I'm not going to say most people, maybe most people my age and younger. I mean, it's the popular version for a reason, I suppose. So yeah, something like this with my onions. Long and skinny. I'm always amazed it takes me like 45 minutes or so to get my chili situated. Oh, nice. My dad, which I haven't had a chance to talk about him much, my dad was a record collector back in the 60s. And in fact, he still hasn't given me that t-shirt. He knew a lot of people that knew a lot of people. And I think he worked in a record store as well. And he's, like I said, he's just an absolute genius. When I first met him, my mom and dad divorced when I was tiny. And I didn't meet him until I was 16. And when I first met him, he had so much to say about music that I didn't know. I didn't care at the time either, really. I was 16, 17. So I didn't want to listen to him ramble on about music I didn't care about. But now he just has so much knowledge. It's ridiculous. So if you guys ever watch any videos about my dad listening to music or reacting to music, he's going to have a whole lot to say. I tell you that right now. Which is why I'm so sad that Johnny Cash video didn't record. Back when I was a teenager, pop. While my brother and all his friends were listening to Metallica and, well, maybe not Metallica. Who were the rock bands in the 80s? Well, anyway, while they were all listening to hair bands, I was listening to pop. Dad is 75. And my mom just turned 76. But I was listening to Wham, Debbie Gibson, whatever was on Top 40, whatever was on MTV that wasn't Billy Idol. A lot of Journey, Michael Jackson. Well, that was middle school, but yeah, Megadeth. I don't know if my brother listened to them or not. Wasn't paying a lot of attention to what my brother was doing. Except that he was out in the, Poison? What's the other one? Night Ranger's not really rock, but that's 80s for sure. Oh yeah, I was listening to Richard Marx. Love Richard Marx. That's the one thing that I find really cool about social media is that I can actually follow people like that on Twitter and stuff. Oh, is it? Like the fact that I could DM Richard Marx. If you would have told my 17-year-old self that, I wouldn't have known what to say. Oh. All right, I'm getting tired of these onions not cooperating. I'm thinking I'm just going to put them in like this. I'm over it. I need a chopper or slicer or something. This is what happens when I start to get lazy. They're twice as big as they were when I started. Oh. Now, I don't know if you guys saw some of the Eurovision videos I did. I think I Eurovisioned myself into the ground. And I really, really, really want suggestions of European music from the 80s and 90s, pop rock, early 2000s. The onions? I mean, well, that's true. I just don't need a giant piece of onion like this on my fork. Or spoon, rather. Well, it's not that. I could sweat them down, but they're going to do the same thing in here once they sit in here for a couple hours. They're going to get all soft and whatnot. But anyway, when we were in Germany, when my husband was stationed in Germany, that's where I learned of a lot of bands, like pop bands like Abatines and stuff like that. Kylie Minogue before she got really big over here, or when she was doing stuff over there. And that's the kind of requests I'm looking for, but I'm not getting much from anybody. I want people I've never heard of, because I listen to a lot of music. So all these other reactors right now, I'm watching them for nostalgia purposes. You know, I have a 70s playlist. I have a 90s playlist. I have an 80s playlist. I love everything 70s. All right. Let me throw this stuff away. Go get the hamburger. You know, I used to think that too, but then like Gangnam Style came out and it was so catchy that actually while we were living in Germany, yes, I knew that. When I was living in Germany, there was a Indian like DJ. The name of the song is Punjabi. It's Punjabi MC Night Rider remix. It's not got a lick of English in it, but because it's got that Night Rider theme, like all mixed in there, it's catchy, and I totally love it. What do the kids say now? Is a bop? See, I've never heard of them. Give me a song or two. Maybe I'll react to them. That's the kind of stuff I don't know about. So anyway, we have the hamburger in my cute little vintage skillet. I'm going to pour it in here with the rest of this stuff. I just hope I haven't forgotten everything. I've been so busy trying to keep you guys entertained. Alright. Put that on the stove with some water so that won't get stuck to the bottom of the pan. Yeah, I would love to do some 80s UK pop or 90s UK pop. But I don't know where to start. I would like people to interact and make suggestions. And I just thought about that pan. It's too bad I'm not brave enough to deglaze it with a little bit of like red wine. Or find some beef stock. I suppose I could do that too. Alright, let's do another close-up on the pan. Get some mixing action in there. Sorry for the double chin close-up. That was probably disgusting. There we go, guys. You know, I used to sell my chili to like my husband's work friends and stuff. See how it's a little bit on the thick side? I might add a little bit more water just because it can cook down. So yeah, I'm gonna stick that on the stove. I mean, if y'all want a jar, I could sell you a pint jar. I don't know. Well, there wasn't hardly any oil in the pan because I only used 10% fat. The best of all time, or the best of the 80s? Of course, I know who Queen is. I'm a kid of the 70s. Was very lucky to grow up with Queen on the radio, and Kiss, and Genesis, and you know, Michael Jackson when he made his comeback in 1983. I still remember being in 8th grade and hearing Beat It and Billie Jean for the first time. Some John Cougar Mellencamp. Yes, Fleetwood Mac. I used to think that my mom was lucky for being born in 44. She graduated high school in 1960 or 61, pretty much the same senior year as the cast of Grease. So she grew up, you know, she would have been what? Right at like 23 when the Beatles came over here. A perfect teenager for the Elvis and, you know, explosion. I guess we're all lucky in our own ways. Alright, so that is that for cooking of the chili. If you guys want, I can post a picture on my community tab when it's finished if you want to see what it looks like. And whoever sent me the name of those bands, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see the chat. I might later. Maybe leave them in the comments. A couple of the bands and a couple of the songs. Thank you very much. And yes, Purple Rain. I remember when Purple Rain. In fact, I took a dance class. My sister did ballet and I did jazz. And my 8th grade year, I think we did a dance to When Doves Cry. So that was a lot of fun, I tell you what. You did jazz too? I only did a couple years. When I was 10, we did a recital and my class did Stray Cat Strut. And then of course I did the Prince one in 8th grade. And then when I came back, because I lived with a friend in a different town south of Kansas City at the time, because I had trouble with bullying in grade school. And when I came back and we moved over to the Kansas side of the state line, nice. I was talking about jazz dancing, which is what they either call when you're not doing tap or ballet. Then when I came back at 16, I tried to do jazz again, and they put me in advanced jazz, which I wasn't ready for. I was in there for a couple of weeks, a month maybe, and I couldn't quite learn all the steps all the way to what is that 80s song called? I can't think of it now. Every time I hear it though, I think about that dance class. And so they moved me down to the medium dance class, and we did something else. Hi, George. Of course you show up just as I'm thinking about getting ready to finish this live. So I hope everyone has stayed safe. I hope no one has lost any friends or family members or gotten sick themselves too badly. We're still having to be really careful at work, and it sucks. This is a pretty nice LED light. Maybe I should use it in the living room. Have I voted already? No. I think early voting just, yes, Simple Mind. Just, I need to turn this down. I think early voting just began in my state today. I did take November 3rd off, though. I've heard pretty much everything Pink Floyd's done. Again, that's kind of my genre. My age group. I've seen The Wall quite a few times, actually, and I don't think I was sober for any of them. It's a very strange movie to watch if you're not high or something. But anyway, I think I even watched A Clockwork Orange once when I was stoned, when I was like 20. I want to, like I said, Peter, I need songs I don't know. And I really want to do some more European stuff. I want to do stuff that not everyone else is doing. Possibly. Like who specifically? Because I've already done all of like the last place, first place, second place, third place. I didn't know where else to go from there. I mean, who wants to listen to all the fifth places or the sixth places? There's probably not even a list for that. I'm hoping now that other people are starting to do stuff again this year, TV wise, with like separated out audiences, I'm wondering if they're going to do Eurovision next year, because once I discovered what it was, I really, really, really wanted to react to Eurovision this year. Take That by Gary Barlow. Is that recent? Is that new? You'll have to put that in the comments, because it takes a while for these videos to process until I can see the chat after. I'd love to do more react videos. They're short, they're easy to edit. I've just fallen back onto vlogging because it's easy. Is it in person or remote? I mean, they could do it without an audience. I watched The Voice a few months ago. Autograph. Why does that sound familiar? Unless there's just another 80s song called Turn Up the Radio. I will have to check them out. I do know that I did get a couple suggestions. One of them I did do a video on, but the video didn't record, the audio didn't record, so I ended up not uploading it. And then the other one I got was when somebody suggested Danny Vera, who I've completely fallen in love with. I've got about 6 of his songs on my playlist. So yeah. I need another Danny Vera. Brittany Fox, Girl School. Cool. Like I said, write all these down in the comments, and maybe once I start doing more and people see them. My Eurovision videos usually do pretty good, so hopefully if there is a contest this year, I can react to that. Let me check my phone battery. Okay, not too bad. But anyway, I'm gonna let this chili cook, and the football game started 45 minutes ago, so I'm gonna go check out the game. But like I said, post everybody's whatchamacallies suggestions down in the it's edited. I bought a laptop for my birthday, so I don't have to spend so much time in the living room editing, because I've been having shoulder and elbow problems, and I can't sit in the chair out there very often. So I have now Filmora on that laptop, and I edited it yesterday, but I don't have like my fancy opening credits or my closing credits saved on the laptop, so I'm gonna have to move in here to just do the touch up. I think I could get it up tonight if I go ahead and just bite the bullet and do that while the Chiefs game is on. But yeah, I'll do that just because you're asking and because I really need to quit being lazy. Anyway, seriously, if anybody wants a little bit of chili, I can throw some in the freezer. I have little tiny mason jars. I just need an address. Thank you, Evan. I hope so too. We lost last week, so now we're 4-1. You can message me on Instagram. I also have a TikTok, which sucks badly. If anybody wants some chili, just let me know. And I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching, and thanks for email or Facebook. I'm on Facebook. But my Day in My Life Facebook has been overrun by Middle Eastern subscribers. Like 95% of them, so they end up closing it down. But you can message me on Instagram, which is Kimberly. I think there's links on my link is on my main page up there in the corner, you know, where the thingy is for Instagram, Twitter, and I think TikTok, maybe. If not, I'll leave an email address when I write the whatchamacallies. I'll write in the comments when this is done. Anyway, thanks guys. I'll talk to y'all later.